starting now. We're going to start. Now, tonight, we are going to be looking at the strategy that we use to accumulate Bitcoin. We're going to be talking to people, to all of you here and those that are still coming, on how we can accumulate Bitcoin. And we are also going to say about the business opportunity that's available when we share with others about this strategy of accumulating Bitcoin. Briefly, my name is Keketso. I'm Keketso May, and I am going to be your facilitator tonight. My background, I am ex-economic science educator, business accountant, transformation activist, crypto educator, and a network marketer. So I really got to be introduced to Bitcoin in 2016. I was not looking for something like Bitcoin, but I was looking for a way out of the trap that I really found myself in. Working as a business accountant at the time, I was just getting tired of SARS deadlines and businesses paying late and all of that. So I was just looking for something that I can do. And it so happened that I got invited to a home presentation. And when I was there, then they were talking about Bitcoin and blockchain technology. So that's how I got to know about it. I loved it. And I came back home. I started to do my research. I just kept on going deeper and deeper into Bitcoin. So that is why I am still here today. So at the time, the only thing we could do was to buy and hold because we did not know anything about mining Bitcoin. Where is this Bitcoin coming from? You know, we did not have all that information. So we could just buy and hold because when I was doing my research, I realized that when you just research and get information without you participating, you're actually not learning anything. So I thought, let me just step in and buy some of these Bitcoins. At the time, they were like around $500. So I stepped in and bought some of these Bitcoins. And then, and since I bought this Bitcoin, I realized at the time that the price is going up. There's a store value here. As much as these Bitcoins were fluctuating that much, but the price of Bitcoin just kept on going up. From 10,000, it hit 50, it went to 60, it went to 200, to 500,000 rands, for those who are here in South Africa. So I just kept on going up. And, the first day when they were telling us about Bitcoin, they actually told us that one day is going to be 700,000 rand. That's what they were saying, 700, and then it will go to 1 million. The question that always comes to people's minds is, when is that? And so because it was fluctuating, it felt like it will never come in our lifetime. Because Bitcoin was new, Bitcoin is new, nobody knows about it. It is out there, controlled by people, and therefore the level of trust also was very low. So, but we just stayed in it because we found it to be something really that has the potential. When it has a store value, it has the potential to transform our lives. So, what can one do? Once you fall in love with Bitcoin, you want to know more about it. And I think that's what I did. That's what many people have done. And therefore, I just kept on learning. And in the year 2019, then I started mining Bitcoin because somebody came and say, hey, now no longer buy and hold. You can also get into the ecosystem of Bitcoin. So actually it starts at mining. So that's when I also started to mine. Okay, so we'll be talking a little bit more about mining later on, but I want to get to this, an overview that says there are different types of investments in the market today, and all of these investment classes are using government money, your rents, your dollars, and all of that. So I think one thing that we all know, or maybe most of us know, is that with the retirement system, you will be contributing every month almost the rest of your life as long as you work. And then at the end of your working period, you are then, being promised, or you are expecting that you will then be given the money you have been contributing all the years, 30 years, we're talking 30 years, 40, 45 to some people. And most of the people, if not all of them, are disappointed at the amount of money they find themselves in. I remember when I started to work, people will come to work and then tell us about the educator, which is this a policy that you take for your children, so that when they pass grade 12, then you don't worry, you have money for the university. So I took one as well, and we were promised 30,000, 30,000 rand, something like 1.5, 1,500, they're about $1,500. So we promised 30,000. So it was many years back, around 1990s, somewhere there. So 30,000 was a lot of money. And I really also felt like, hey, I will not have any problems, and I also took a waiver. In the policies, they have these things of waiver. So it is kind of like a clause whereby should you die before your kids, get to finish grade 12, the policy will pay, for your policy, and then these kids will get the money and go to school, to higher institutions of learning. To my surprise, after 18 years, I was hit by 30,000 rand. The registration fee is that 30,000 rand. And then there's no money for books, no money for accommodation, no money for nothing. So that was the shock of my life. That was a shock. And that is why when I heard about Bitcoin, that it has a store of value, then for me, it was exactly what I've been looking for. Something that really can allow your money to give you a return that is meaningful. Unlike the government money loses its value, and then people are always shocked when they encounter, what they've been hoping for all the many years. So we have the retirement fund out there, and America has just put in or put a law that says these retirement fund managers must also buy crypto for people. So as they take your retirement money, invest it in different investment classes, so they can also tap into crypto. So there are a lot of people that are working, in the world. So they will all be given the opportunity to buy crypto or to have crypto in their portfolio, which will help really to boost this retirement fund that people have. So people have unit trusts, they go into stock markets, they do stokvels, they buy shares, gold, property. And out of all the 7, now we have this new form of money, which is called Bitcoin. It's different, it's new, it's unique. It requires every person on the planet to learn about it, to understand it, so that then they can fully participate in it and take advantage of it. I always say we are living in like a fortunate time where this Bitcoin is here and we are old enough to even participate in it. We are working, we are able to participate in it. If there will be people that have missed the Bitcoin train, will be our generation. And therefore, it's important for us, even tonight, to take note of the importance of Bitcoin and understand that it is the biggest thing that has ever happened to mankind, and it is happening during our lifetime. So what is Bitcoin exactly? Bitcoin is a currency, it's a medium of exchange. In short, Bitcoin it's money that is widely accepted in exchange for goods and services. Therefore, it is a medium of exchange. We exchange goods and services using a currency. And currency has characteristics, right? So if anything is to be called a currency, it must be a medium of exchange, like I've said, widely accepted, and it must have a unit of account. So it must provide a standard way to measure and compare the value of different things. So something, for instance, a car should cost, a number of Bitcoin. So it must have a unit of account. Again, a currency must have a store of value. In other words, it should allow people to save wealth and use it in the future. Unfortunately, this is where this fiat money, the government money, is failing. It's not able to provide the store value, and therefore it's therefore creating a number of people each and every year. There are a number of people that are actually falling under the poverty bracket, the poverty line. And it is because of the government money losing its power to buy the goods and services. And anything, if it is to be called a currency, it must have a standard of deferred payment, meaning it should enable borrowing and lending. Since debts can be settled using currency. So it should enable borrowing and lending. So when you look at these characteristics, Bitcoin, it's a medium of exchange, it's a unit of account, it's a store of value, it's a standard of deferred payment, right? So in other words, having said that, with Bitcoin in future, it is going to, people will be able to borrow against their Bitcoin. You know? People are going to, say, can you please borrow me 2 million rand? By that time, you have your one Bitcoin as a security. Today, most of us, I don't know in other countries, but here at home in South Africa, many people are not able to tap into the borrowing system, in the banking system, because they don't have security. And it's a question of where will I get the security from, and so on and so on. But we are given the opportunity right now to build that security in a form of Bitcoin, whereby we can be able to enter, into the borrowing and lending system. How nice will it be for you not to be giving away your money, rather just taking somebody's money and using it whilst you're still holding on to your money. So this is the potential of what Bitcoin can do. So us here, we can change the world if we can pay attention and build and accumulate this Bitcoin. We will be able to change the world, provide solutions to the world that we find ourselves in. Now, again, Bitcoin is a commodity. So it's a commodity, therefore, it has an intrinsic value. It's used as a form of money. Again, it's scarce. those are the characteristics of a commodity: scarcity, store value, widely accepted. So that is what a Bitcoin is. So it is a commodity again. Again, it is a payment system. Like we've already mentioned, we can buy with it. So the system of paying can also run on the blockchain using Bitcoin. So with the Bitcoin system, we therefore, or the system eliminates the current intermediaries. So today we have banks, we have what are those other ones? All these institutions whereby people use to move money from one person to another, or one business to another, one place to another. Mukuru and many of those. So the Bitcoin system eliminates all of them because it's digital. Therefore, Bitcoin can move from one person to another person. Doesn't matter where you are at. You can be sitting next to me, or you can be somewhere in Malaysia. So money or Bitcoin is able to reach every wallet that is out there. So this is what is Bitcoin, like the main points that we all need to understand about Bitcoin. So it has a value, unlike the fiat money, like the dollar rent. It really accumulates value. It's a currency, because we get to spend it, and again it gets to be accepted as a form of payment by Pick n Pay, Amazon, and many others. Again, it's a means to business opportunity. It's a means to enable all people to grow their money as investors and as businesses. So very important also a point to make here, that Bitcoin enables the creation of businesses, and immediately there are businesses that are created within the economy. Therefore, it means that it's able to grow the economy of the countries. So it's important for us to pay attention to Bitcoin. It's not only investing, but you can also find a way of creating a business, with Bitcoin. So it really is everything that you'll want money to be. It exactly enables us to be that. And the other thing about Bitcoin is that it actually disrupts the money. It disrupts the currency. So it competes with government money. Therefore, it comes with better benefits, because its benefit is that it's limited in supply, and therefore it kind like eliminate inflation. It eliminates inflation because it is a store of value. So what can you do with Bitcoin? You can buy and hold it, right? You can just get into an exchange, your Alcon trader, Luno, buy Bitcoin, and convert your money from rands into Bitcoin, and then hold it. You hold it there, or you go hold it in your private wallet. So that's what you can do. Or you can trade it, buy and sell. Look at the market, what it's doing. Buy when the prices are low, and then sell when the prices are high. You can do that. Or you can accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. So you can be selling anything, and you can therefore accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. Or you can mine it. You can be that person who really provides the service, the main service within the Bitcoin ecosystem, which is the creation of Bitcoin, the mining of Bitcoin. So people can do that. And that's what we're actually doing here, as I'm going to be explaining that. Or you can do decentralized financing and stake your Bitcoin there, and so on and so on. So what is Bitcoin mining? Okay, let's look at Bitcoin mining. Mining is a process. What process? We have there a technical work that has to be done. So this technical work is a technical work of using computing power to solve mathematical problems. And then you validate transactions. And then when that is done, you add blocks to the blockchain. So it becomes a continuous process. It started in 2009. It will continue up until. So that is what Bitcoin mining is. It's not stopping. It's a continuous process. And so today we are going to be sharing with you and showing you how then do you actually mine, so that you will find yourself in a continuous process of mining Bitcoin, a continuous process of accumulating money that is growing in value. So that by itself is very important. The second thing is that Bitcoin mining is a service. It's a service that is being rendered to the Bitcoin system, to the Bitcoin ecosystem, to people of the world. It's a service that gets to be rendered to everyone out there, you know. And then people who are in the Bitcoin mining, they come in three ways. So you'll find that other people have set up businesses. Remember, we said Bitcoin actually enables us to start businesses. So you'll find out there that there are people that started businesses as far back as 2009. And I can tell you now, at that time, people did not know what they were doing. They just took a paper, ran out. Others went look for finances. Standard Chartered, I know Standard Chartered financed a lot of miners in the beginning. I'm sure even now. So people will go out there, set up these warehouses, and then just started to mine. So we have businesses that fall under the category of mining, of hosting mining. So these are the businesses that are running and maintaining mining equipment on behalf of clients. So they have taught themselves how to run these machines. They have learned, they've made their mistakes, they kept on going. Now they have set themselves up as mining hosting businesses. So if you want to mine, then they will be able to help you with that. So then that tells you that this should be big businesses that can really look after this mining equipment, because it's not like one machine here. It's a lot of machines. And again, other people have set their businesses into cloud mining businesses. So they sell hash power, they sell the computing power out there to whoever would like to buy it. So the customers, or ordinary people like you, like me, now we can step up, buy this hash power, buy the power to mine, without us going around looking for mining machines. So instead of us going around, which machine, this is technical work. Remember that mining is a process. So this is technical work, and therefore most of us, if not all of us, don't know where to start. But we can go to people who actually participated or positioned themselves and taught themselves how to sell the hash power. So that's cloud mining. And then we have other businesses who are doing mining pool participation here. They group many miners' power together to increase the chances of earning rewards, then sharing profits. So other businesses are at the mining pool, I would say, sector, right? So those are the three types of businesses you'll find in the market. So all of them, they need to have a lot of electricity to do all of that, lot of capital to set up the machines, and so on and so on. And again, Bitcoin mining is a service. What kind of service is this? They supply access to mining equipment and electricity. They maintain and optimize the mining machines, and then sending the mined Bitcoin or earnings to the customer. So that is a service that gets to be provided to whoever is paying attention to Bitcoin. So it's a process, it's a service. So you exactly know, I'm sure at this point in time, that you want to mine maybe, and therefore your way of accessing this mining equipment is to do cloud mining, where you can buy the hash power, and also let the experts maintain and optimize the mining machines out there. And then what they need to do, which is the part of their job, is to send the mined Bitcoin to us who have contributed money into making sure that those machines are on, they're working, they're solving this mathematical problem, and they're creating Bitcoins for us as customers and for the industry and mankind as a whole. All right, and Bitcoin mining is important, therefore, because it provides security to the network, because this mining, this process of mining, it's a lot of validation of transactions, a lot of checking. Everyone is mining because it is decentralized. So whoever is in the mining business, so these miners are decentralized. They are all over the world. So Bitcoin mining provides that. It provides the ability of people to enter into Bitcoin mining and therefore follow the rules of mining Bitcoin wherever they are. So it is decentralized. And again, Bitcoin mining is important because it assists with the issuance of new Bitcoins, because once transactions are validated, mathematical problems are solved, then there is a compensation that comes, and it comes in a form of Bitcoin, and those will be the newest Bitcoins that gets to be, paid over to whoever managed to follow or to get the mathematical problem right, or whoever completed the validation of transactions. So they get to be compensated with a Bitcoin. So those will be new Bitcoins that will then get into the market. Then Bitcoin mining is important because of transaction verification. If we don't have transaction verification, we don't have Bitcoin, we don't have really, the system, this newest system of money. Transaction verification is important so that there will be no double spending and so on and so on. And so this transaction verification gets to be done by these machines, at different places wherever they are located. And therefore, when that is completed, then we know that mining has happened. So you can imagine, like we say, Bitcoin mining, it's a like long, a lifelong process. So transactions will forever be verified. People will forever have these Bitcoins. People will forever, transact with Bitcoins. Right now, companies have not yet taken Bitcoin as a form of payment. You can imagine when that starts. So we're going to be needing mining like never before. We're going to be needing even more businesses entering into the mining space. And again, it provides network stability because of Bitcoin mining, because of security, decentralization, transaction verification. Then the system, the network, it's stable. There are no loopholes of people, creating their own Bitcoins that are outside the blockchain, technology for what it is, for people creating their own Bitcoins outside of what Satoshi Nakamoto actually created around Bitcoin. So it provides that stability because there's a lot of checks and balances by different miners from all over the world. And when I say all over the world, I really mean that people don't even know each other. Mines are just, these miners, these machines are working, they are doing the job. Now, how do we mine? What is it that you should really just imagine that's actually taking place when we say, okay, so these businesses, what do they need to mine? So they need the mining machines, we call them miners. They need the blockchain software, the platform. They need those miners need to solve mathematical formula. They need computer hardwares, and also they need a lot of electricity. You can go on and on. They need to have a site. If you really want to do it as a business, you will need maybe a warehouse. You will need all those kind of things. You need zoning wherever you are zoning, you are mining at. So it's a business, it's a full business. All the functions of the business has to be taken into consideration. But then these will be the main things. And when you look at these, how many of us do have the money really to have these miners and a lot of electricity and so on right now? It's steep right now just to pay your personal electricity consumption. Just imagine now if you have to be mining Bitcoin. So we look out there and say, who in the world is able to pay electricity, low cost of electricity? Who in the world? So then that's why we then end up looking at companies who are doing cloud mining and then partner with those companies. Okay. I will be introducing you to that one company. And so Bitcoin gets to be controlled. The supply of Bitcoin gets to be controlled by a process called halving, or an event called halving. So Bitcoin started, as a concept in 2008. And now in 2009, that white paper, kind of like a business plan, was out. So people read at it, and stepped out and started mining this Bitcoin. So in 2009, the machines were already running. And therefore, we realize here that at that time, after every work, remember that, Bitcoin mining is a work. So is a technical work. After every work, whoever managed to complete the work that is needed, which means solve the problem, validate transactions, then will be compensated with Bitcoin. So they will be given that a subsidy after every 10 minutes. So in the year 2009, these businesses were being given 50 Bitcoins, my goodness, every 10 minutes, right? 50 of them. You can imagine how many 10 minutes are in an hour, then in a day. So people were just being given these Bitcoin when they were completing the what is required to create new Bitcoins. Now, halving says, the business plan of Bitcoin says, after every 4 years, there should be a halving. So we should reduce the supply. We don't reduce it by 10%. He says we reduce it by half, so 50% down. Therefore, after 210,000 blocks, then the compensation to miners will be reduced from 50 to 25. I'm sure you look at this number and you say, now the income of businesses gets to be reduced. Okay, that's a good thought right there. And if you can just hold that thought. And then we can see that at some point it moved from 25 to 12.5, from 12.5 to 6.25. Now we are sitting at 3.125. So in the year 2009, the value or the price of Bitcoin was 0.00000. It really didn't have much value. So they were giving a lot of them, 50, at a go. And to a point that a day, at that time, 7,200 Bitcoins were actually mined. And now, 4 years later, the price of Bitcoin was growing. It was now out of the zeros, killed the zeros. Now, it was now $200, right? So even when you are being compensated with 25 Bitcoins every 10 minutes, now you are having $200 on each. Remember, when you started, you were given 50 Bitcoins, which did not have much value. So as you are holding them, as you are keeping them, later, after 4 years, now the value is beginning to pick up. So people who started mining, if they still have those 50 Bitcoins or whatever number they have from the beginning, if they're still holding on those Bitcoins, that really worth nothing at the time. Today, those Bitcoins worth over 100,000 dollars, right? So that is what we need to understand about Bitcoin, that the more the supply is reduced, the more we will see the value of Bitcoin going up, because the demand of Bitcoin is increasing. We have a lot of people who never believed in Bitcoin in the beginning, so they took a lot of people with them that never believed, that looked at it as something that's gonna die. They will call it, it's like gonna be like what of 1929, it's gonna be like what of whatever year. So they actually cancelled and removed themselves from the system. And therefore, it's only now that they are coming back again. And slowly and surely, people are coming in. The demand is high. The demand gets to be created, by the bills that USA passed the other day on putting crypto into retirement system. That increases the demand. You can see that President Donald Trump is working for his great children, because now he knows that if he collects them, these Bitcoins here now, his children will never beg bread, and they will never have to work for anyone. And therefore, so he's actually participating in the cryptocurrency, in the Bitcoin movement, because he's increasing adoption for us. And we need more people to come in the space, so that the more people are in, the supply is less, the price will go up. Therefore, those who have Bitcoin, their wealth will be growing in their hands. So we have seen, therefore, halving, of these Bitcoins from 2012, I think, yeah, to 2016 and 2020 during COVID. Yeah, it was halving, We were still watching at the graphs and looking at who's going to finish the last block. And then in 2024, last year, it was halving again. Now we're looking forward to 2028, another halving. The supply is shrinking from 7,200. Now we're sitting at 450 Bitcoins a day. Supply is shrinking. Demand is growing. Then the price of Bitcoin is going up. So you want to find yourself in the Bitcoin space today, so that you can have, for a change, money that is growing in value. Okay, there are predictions, Bitcoin predictions out there. People are predicting. I want us to look at the year 2026, which is next year. I believe that 2025, it's all done and dusted already. So let's look at 2026. They say in that year, the minimum will be around $195,000, and then the maximum price will be 239. So it can be that, it can be more. But what is important for us is to understand that at the moment, the price of Bitcoin is around $100,000. So they say it's gonna double by next year. Do you believe or you don't believe? So if we have been around since 2010 and 2011, when Bitcoin was 10,000 Rand, when they say it will be 200, almost 4 million Rands, you believe because you have seen it, you bought it, you participated in it, when it was actually just nothing, 10,000, 8,000, now sitting at 2 million, you believe. So the price of Bitcoin, that's the gist. The price of Bitcoin keeps on going up. And when it goes up, when I paid my $10,000, to buy one Bitcoin. Today, I'm sitting with 2 million Rand, and we want to share with you this opportunity to say, let's collect these Bitcoins so that you can accumulate as much as you accumulate today. Be sure that in the next coming 10 years, your money will have moved to an amount that the fiat money or the amount of work that you will do, all the shares, the gold, the property combined will never give you. You can have all those investment classes, all of them combined. They will all never give you the returns that Bitcoin has a potential to give it to you. So it's an opportunity. Now, here is Standard Bank saying it is going to be $200,000 this year. So this is it's gonna be 4 million this year. Interesting, right? And then they say next year 300,000, 400,000, and in 2028 is going to be 500, which is 10 million rands. So you want to have Bitcoin so that this money really it also grows in your hands. Okay, so I like all these predictions. I'm not big in predictions, but I just love to see how people stretch their minds. Now, just brief comparison here of our system of money. South Africa in particular, we have a debt, we owe 3 trillion out there to whoever gets to be owed to. So I want us to look at the value of our money in 2010. Dollar to rent was 7.54 Rand. I remember even the price of bread was 7 Rand, somewhere there. Now we are sitting in 2025, it's around 18 Rand. Actually, it fluctuates a lot here. And therefore, we already know that by 2030, the dollar to rent will be 34 Rand. The price of bread will be 34 Rand. Same loaf, same ingredients, same size. The price will go up, which means there will be a lot of people who are not able to buy bread as time goes on. And today, we all have an opportunity to step into a Bitcoin so that we can be able to afford. As you can see here, these pictures that I have here. So fiat money loses power from 1998 to 2025. You actually buy nothing with 180 that you can sustain you for a month compared to 1998. But look at Bitcoin. It started with 0.0. It was really nothing. You will not buy anything for you to eat for a month, take no child to school, nothing. But today, that one Bitcoin can take you to places you have never dreamt of. So this is the power of a Bitcoin. Right. Now, I want to talk to you about now the strategy to accumulate Bitcoin. How do we actually accumulate this Bitcoin? What is our strategy? So we're using this company that has positioned itself as a cloud mining company, which is called Imine. So they have the machine, they have the experts, they are selling hash power. So we have then partnered with Imine. So Imine helps us to accumulate a Bitcoin. So for instance, you will then, be a member of the community and then start mining with them. So they offer two ways of earning. The first one is Bitcoin mining, which is a passive. You depend on this machine, depending on how much you have put in. So that's what you get out. So we have again on the second hand, the network marketing side. So iMine says, I want to sell hash power to people out there. Can you help me? So if you say yes, and if they say, I will then pay you for telling more people about iMine and the strategy that you can be able to accumulate your Bitcoin. So here is iMine. It's a company that's registered at El Salvador in the year 2023. They are focusing, if you can look here, Bitcoin services offered, cloud mining, Bitcoin investment teachings, Bitcoin marketing network. So that tells us that Imine is not an investment company. This is not where you invest. This is no where we can be talking like how much, what is the return, the rate of return. No, here we just collecting Bitcoins on a daily basis based on the mining activity that Imine it's involving itself with. Okay. And then why do we choose Imine? So they have a hosting company. They're hosting with Minebest. Minebest is the mining hosting company. So it hosts iMine. So they're mining together. So they have a lot of experience and knowledge around how to mine. When you mine, you need technical knowledge. So they are mining with Minebest. Minebest has that. And again, when you are a member of the community, you have partnered with iMine, they provide you with technical and customer support, which you need 24/7. And again, iMine has really positioned itself as within the crypto mining industry as the first fully interactive digital mining platform. I think I heard that we are like number 3 in the world. So we're doing very well as iMine. And again, you need to be a member of the community where you will then be compensated, with bonuses and rewards based on your effort once you have decided to be part of iMine. And now, where do you start? You just go to the person who invited you to the link, to the call. You ask for their link, you register, then you become a member of the community. Then the second thing you do, you choose the hash power package that I'll share with you now. Then you start mining the next day. So here are the packages as they stand. We have a $250 package, which is about between 5,000 to 6,000 rands. So you can start there. And then you choose $500, 2,000, 63,000, 105 $1,000. You can choose any of these packages. So there's a special that is actually running at the moment. They say double hash power. Here, this one is a discounted. So with double hash power, you actually going to, if you buy a $250 package, and if it mines at 14 terahash, then it gets to be doubled, to 28. And then after 700 days, they double it again. So you want to put your hands on this whilst the special is still valid. So people can choose from anywhere, and then the machine will work for you. This is the passive side of it. Now, the network marketing side, the word of mouth side, this is where now we're talking about how are you now going to be compensated if you are to go out there and share with people. So there are 3 ways whereby we get compensated. Now, the first one is a direct bonus. Direct bonus gets to be paid up to 10%, actually 10% of the package that the person you brought into the business bought. So if you invite me today and I buy the 10,500 package, you will then earn $1,050 straight in Bitcoin. So that's our first way of accumulating your Bitcoin. You want to accumulate it. You want to have 1 Bitcoin full. So you find ways of how to get there. So one of the ways is to invite people. And when you invite them, iMine says, here is your 10%, and then you walk away with 19,000 straight paid into your wallet in your back office. So you can invite as many people as possible. These 10% doesn't stop. They come all the time. The second way of earning is the binary cycle bonus, the most important, payment, payment or compensation plan. That's where the gist of this whole thing is. So here, they have designed a structure that we have a left and a right, right? A person on your left, a person on your right. So in this structure, you can bring user number one, as you can see here, and then you can bring user number two, and you keep on bringing people, into your business. Everyone that gets to be invited in and they buy a package, they fall into a structure. And people make a decision. You choose, do I want to do business or not? So you can just do the mining and not be involved in the business side of it. What I like we mentioned earlier, Bitcoin gives people to be investors, and again, it helps people to be business people. So here you are, then when you are a business person, then you just invite people, you just keep on being given the 10%. Now, here on the structure, this is how money is made. There's a rule here. So Imine says every time you have 5 points on your left and 5 points on your right, I will pay you $150. So where will these 5 points come from? If you look at my far right, here the package is here and the binary points. So anybody who buys, say for instance, the easier way to work this one out is if somebody buys a 3,500 package, so say it's your user one, it means here on your left, you will have 7 points. And then user two comes as well with 3,500. It means you are going to have 7 points. So you're going to have 7 points on the left, 7 points on the right. And then that very night, that very day when that happened, Imine will then pay you $150. So then they remove 5 points. They paid for the 5 points. Then you will be left with 2 on the left, 2 on the right. So as you keep on bringing people on board, then you are just going to continue being paid that $150. It can be every day. You can be paid 2 of those, 4 of those a day, 8 of those a day. It really depends on how much you want to accumulate this Bitcoin. Then the last way is through the match-up bonus. So with the match-up bonus, if in your team, if the people you brought in the business are getting this $150, Imine says, I know how did they even get here? So I will always give you $10 when they cycle. You can imagine, we are here in a contract of almost 4 years, and every time people cycle, you get $10. So you will be paid. So the more people you bring in, the more potential of these $10 will come your way, and the more these 150s will come your way as well as you bring more people. I think it's fair. So from there, you get to be compensated for bringing more people, because we want more people in the Bitcoin space so that the value of the Bitcoin we are holding can then grow, and then that's how we actually make money. And then here is this binary structure in real life. Now, look at on my side, on my left, we have here a sum total of 10 points, and then on the right, sum total of 26. So you can see that this person here is going to cycle twice, that day, because there's two fives here and like 5 fives there. So how do they pay? They will just pay. They will look at the small one. Okay, it's 10. They pay all of this. Then they take 10 that side. Then on the right, you'll be left with 16 points. So you need to build on the side so that you can therefore finish all your 16 points, right? And then those 16 points, man, there are already there are already 350s in them. Immediately you make 5, you cycle. Another 5, you cycle. You already have 450 waiting for you. So this is how it works. So we can all really create these 150s each and every night. Now, the other thing about being in business, we do have ranks. We rank according to the amount of sales we have achieved. Isn't it in the normal traditional business? If your business is between 0 and 10 million, it's classified as a micro, small, from 10 million to a certain level, your business is medium and so on and so on up until we get to large and so on and super large. So even here, it's a business. So if you have 10,000 sales, you will then be falling under a category of you being a developer. So it's a rank. You are a developer. If now you are selling, you're speaking to a lot of people, not only you and your team, then you get 50,000 where you have already got 50,000 sales, then you get to be given a title called you are a team leader. And then it goes on and on and on like that. Your company is growing. It's no longer a startup. It's no longer a small business. You have actually created a massive business for yourself. Now, when you look on your right, if you look at my cursor here, here is compensation one where we cycle. This is a binary cycle. So a person who is a miner who has contributed $500 is allowed to make $300 a day, right? Because those are the two 150s, the 250. So you can make your $300 a day. So when you have reached $10,000, you are a developer, then you can actually double that. We can cycle 4 times. We can get $600 a day. It's about 12,000. Yes. So somewhere around there. So you can make yourself 12,000 a day. Now let's look at the person who has made 100 million, the president. They cycle 10,000, so they get 1,500, almost like 30,000 a day. And therefore, let's look at the compensation plan 2, the team tree, the matching bonus. Remember, this is where you get $10 if one of your team members is cycling. So when you are a miner, you can get this $10 twice. And then when you're a developer, 4 for levels. Then when you are a team leader, up to 6 levels, right? When you are a president, you can go deep down and collect all those $10, 11 levels deep. And then with the 10% compensation, all of these ranks get the 10% commission. Like I said, it doesn't stop. Now, here is a rank promotion. Imine says, I want to encourage all of you to get to the manager level. And when you get there, I'm going to pay you 1.750. And I think it's doubled now. There's a promotion going. So you get like that $3,500, which is like 50,000, 60,000. So it's a lot of money. That's another way of accumulating your Bitcoins. Okay, and now last year, this time, this year actually in April, there was like I'm looking at the time, there was a celebration of Imine celebrating their 3 years in business, and they're already doing so well. So some of us here in the call attended, and as you can see there, people are coming from all over the world. People are mining, people are making sure that they actually get into the system of money that grows their money. Okay, and then currently we're running the 90-day games plan. We are on week 3. Here we say to people who are, aspiring to do business, here is a model that you can follow to create 1 million in 3 months. Here we collapse time, we invite people. In other words, we create a system of working, making sure that we accumulate these Bitcoins faster, and therefore will then get compensated. So the more people you bring in, like we have seen, the more sales you are bringing, the more cycles you make, and the more matching bonuses you make. And when you do that, then before you know it, you will have created yourself 1 million, and at least you are halfway to the full Bitcoin. Okay. And then so far, Imine, people that have joined Imine so far, it's over 40,000 people. And the hash power packages that are sold already over that 46,000, because as we speak, people are buying these packages. And again, the total compensation payments made is over 36 million. Rank upgrades, people who are getting to team leader and manager positions, ranks, you know, the whole the bonuses and that gets to be paid to such people is already over $2 million. And Iman is saying, okay, I am in business and I want to make sure that I sell more of these hash powers to people because they're in cloud mining. So they have set themselves targets. Guess what? When they say, I want 480, I want to make $480 million in 2026, it means because we are partners, we have partnered, it means this 480 million will come from us. We'll be going out there and telling more people to come in so that we can see our company being even more solid, strong, expanding, being a global player, because now we will be growing it, and at the same time we will be growing our own Bitcoin wallets. We'll be helping ourselves to create money, to build money, and to be in control of that money. And this just brings me to the end of the presentation tonight. And thank you so much for attending and being here and listening. We really appreciate. So I don't know if there are any questions, but maybe not. If you have a question, burning question, or the question that you'll get later, you can speak to a person who invited you here, and then they will assist maybe with the answer or as well. We come back again. We come back on Monday for the presentation. Yes, at 8 o'clock. So we will be here again talking about Bitcoin. Again, we also have a gala dinner that we are working on. It will be on the 8th of November in Sandton. So we are having tickets that we are selling. They will be out very soon. Guess who will be in that gala dinner? The CEO of Imine will be there. And the president of Imine will be there, Mr. Park. They are going to tell us, about Bitcoin mining. How is it like on their side? And we're going to be talking to Mr. Park. He actually said he's going to be sharing and telling us how we can build this thing. So we will be in a room with people that are needed, in the world, people that have walked the walk, and the asset of the world will be around them, and we will have access to them to mingle with them, ask them questions. And I know that you want to be there, so please look out for the invitations that will be coming forward, and so that you participate in that. And again, on the 6th of September, which is next week or so, next week, we also have like a face-to-face come together Bitcoin meetup happening in Sandton as well. Details will follow. So please do come, take an opportunity to come meet people, come and hear the presentation being done in detail, and see who is who in the Bitcoin space here in South Africa. So we're looking forward to see you there, and invite friends, family, so that people can come listen for themselves, ask questions, and it's going to be beautiful and awesome. Otherwise, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Let's continue to build our Bitcoin wallets. And God bless. See you again next week.